you so much, Christina. Good morning, everyone. And thank you all for joining the Palm Springs Airport Commission Community Branding and Logo Special Meeting on Wednesday, September 28th at 11 a.m. I'm calling this meeting to order, and I'm requesting Commissioner Breslin to lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Breslin. And knowing that the agenda for this meeting was posted on Monday, September 26th, Christina, roll call of the commissioners, please.
Yes, any commissioners attending this meeting today, please unmute your mics at this time. Commissioner Adams?
Present.
Breslin?
Present.
Badillo? Burke?
Present.
Corcoran? Dada?
Here.
Feltman? Hedrick?
Present.
Hughes? Martin? Miller? Payne?
Present.
Pye? Schmitz? Suero? Wheel? And Wiseman.
Present.
Thank you very much. Any of the members of the public, can you please make sure that you mute your mics through the meeting, please? And
Sorry.
we will open public comments, and I will let you know when you can speak at that time.
At this time, I will entertain a motion from the commissioners for the acceptance of this agenda.
So moved.
So we have a motion. I need a second, please.
Seconded.
So we have a motion, second, no changes. We will accept the agenda as presented. Introduction and presentation, and for all the community members that are joining us, thank you so much for doing that. You will have your opportunity after this approximately 30-minute presentation from our own Daniel Meyer, Director of Air Service Development, as well as Katie from Aviatric Communication. So Daniel and Katie, the show is all yours.
All right. Oh, am I unmuted? Okay, good to go. All right. Thank you, Commissioner Dada. I appreciate the introduction. Okay. So I'll say good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our first of two public working sessions. My name is Daniel Meyer. I'm the Deputy Director of Aviation, overseeing marketing and air service development for Palm Springs International Airport. Over the next 20 to 30 minutes, we will recap our journey so far from our start in early 2021 in developing our comprehensive marketing and communications plan that led us to this branding and design process, which is why we are all here today. After a brief overview, we will open up the floor to those that want to provide comments. Our branding journey began in 2021, which we will recap and review with you today. But first, I wanted you to see the full path of the process to develop the airport's first comprehensive brand and the steps for the success demonstrated here. We began with step one, the research phase, and our consultants, Aviatrix Communications, will explain this and the other steps during their portion of the presentation. We then moved on to clarify the strategy, and now we are currently in the design identity phase. And then we will move on to creating touch points, which will range from what you see online and in our advertising to visuals that will be incorporated in the terminal complex. And then we will move on to the final step and develop our asset management plan. Palm Springs International Airport is owned and operated by the City of Palm Springs, but unlike other city departments, the airport does not receive any local tax dollars to operate. The airport is an enterprise fund and operates much like any other private business would. Like a private business, the airport is responsible to generate its own revenue. It is responsible for its own debts and expenses. The airport funds its own projects, renovations, and expansions, and therefore the airport must operate like a successful business to stay solvent and continue to meet the needs of the community. Where the airport differs from private business is that we operate in a public arena because this airport is owned by a government entity. Since the airport is a self-sustaining enterprise, we must market the airport to ensure our long-term success. Having a fully developed brand is part of any successful marketing effort, and it will help ensure our future success and our ability to serve this community. Palm Springs International Airport has never had a brand or identity developed for it. The airport has had many logos over its history, but a brand is more than just a logo. A fully developed brand is a commitment to how we want others to see and experience the airport, including our staff who are responsible for operating the airport. This brand will guide airport staff in our quest to create a world-class airport to represent this world-class community. This brand will become our commitment to this community and to those visiting our valley. In early 2021, work began to establish a comprehensive communications program. As part of implementing that program, the airport conducted stakeholder interviews, internal surveys, and a community-wide survey to gather existing opinions about the airport and its offerings, and to provide a baseline to measure efficacy of future communications. Both qualitative and quantitative research efforts were conducted from July 2021 through February 2022. In preparation for the branding process, the airport had already conducted several focus groups and community surveys. The first focus groups were held in 2021 and included regional partners like the City of Palm Springs, airport executives and staff, business and tourism partners such as the Coachella Valley Economic Partnership, Palm Springs Bureau of Tourism, Visit Greater Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce, local businesses, and the Palm Springs Airport Commission, which has representatives from all Valley cities. Topics discussed included air service, facilities, and the overall passenger experience. We worked to discover the airport's strengths, our attributes, its opportunities, and what our potential threats may be, such as regional competition. Our passengers and region were researched along with a look at outbound and inbound travel, the current status of the airport, and what the expectations are for our airport. Here are some of the key takeaways from those focus groups. The research found that people have a false perception that flying from Palm Springs is too expensive when compared to other airports in our region, that this airport is seasonal only, and that we only have a few airlines and routes. The Coachella Valley is growing, and there are more permanent residents moving in versus seasonal, thanks to the rise of remote work. Our airport offers year-round, nonstop service to multiple destinations, but this information has not reached the entire community, nor has it fully resonated because many aren't aware of what our airport has to offer. PSP's value proposition for locals is cost and time savings when compared to driving to other airports. This airport is an asset of the City of Palm Springs, but the research also found that residents and business owners in the Coachella Valley must identify with PSP as their airport as well to help ensure our long-term success. In March 2022, we had an independent third party conduct a community survey. The goals of the survey were to benchmark the perceptions of our airport among local air travel consumers, identify the travel dynamic profiles of Coachella Valley residents, rank the hierarchy of drivers that define Coachella Valley residents' air travel choices, determine the sticky points that resonate with Coachella Valley residents within and outside air travel, and then quantify the reach of the airport's radius of influence, including opportunities for influencing those not using PSP to become users and start viewing Palm Springs as a viable option when they need to fly. Per the survey findings, PSP owns some appealing attributes that will inform the brand story and our positioning. But just as we learned from stakeholder focus groups, the market area lacks understanding of the number of nonstop and airlines, etc. Market area residents have a significantly lower awareness of PSP compared to other area airports. LAX is #1 top of mind, for instance. But we found that Palm Springs owns appealing attributes that inform our brand story and positioning as well. Coachella Valley residents rank PSP as the highest as an important part of the community, as well as a nicer and less stressful airport than other airports. 54% of those surveyed are aware of PSP, but have not flown from Palm Springs. Of those that have flown from Palm Springs over the last 12 months, 79% say it's conveniently located, 78% say PSP is easy to navigate, and 59% say it's a comfortable and welcoming interior. PSP determined the brand goal upon completion of the market research and what it told us, which is the need to establish a vibrant, unique airport brand that repositions the airport from one that serves just the City of Palm Springs to one that serves the entire Coachella Valley. We then proceeded to the next steps of the plan, including establishing the mission, vision, and values of PSP with our on-site staff and developing a related airport brand. We reviewed the why. And our next steps in the process is to develop the airport's first standalone brand and roll out a brand plan, followed by creating a new mobile-friendly and ADA website. How did we get to this? Well, it started with what is known as an RFP. Public agencies like the City of Palm Springs utilize the request for proposal, RFP process, to find local companies that are interested in performing work for us. Companies submit their proposal, which includes their experience, qualifications, and their plan to do the work we are hiring for. Their proposals are then evaluated by the criteria set in the RFP to select the most qualified company that submitted a proposal to do the job. I want to talk a little bit more about the RFP process. There is a standard process by which the City of Palm Springs solicits and evaluates potential contractors. The city used this process to find a partner to develop an independent airport brand and a related airport website. The airport branding and website request for proposals was made publicly available in March 2022, and the city issued this RFP seeking contractors for the project. It contained details on the work needed, the contracting process, and the criteria the city would use to evaluate and select a company for this work. The city advertised this RFP for 30 days in a variety of sources, including online and in print, and to inform potential contractors about the opportunity. An evaluation committee reviewed the submitted proposals for compliance and to determine the qualifications of the proposers. We received 8 total bids from firms across the US and even Canada. No Palm Springs or Coachella Valley firms submitted a proposal to create a new brand or website for the airport. In May 2022, the evaluation committee reviewed proposals and selected the most qualified contractor that submitted a proposal based on the evaluation criteria stated in the RFP. This is how Aviatrix Communications was selected. The airport leadership has changed dramatically over the last couple of years. It was very clear from the feedback of the stakeholders and staff that new leadership has been a much needed positive impact, and we now serve as champions for change. Previously, the leadership did not include the staff in decisions regarding the airport, nor was there any collaboration among departments or staff. The old way was to be reactive. Now we are proactive. Mission, vision, and value statements are the foundation of any brand. They describe the company's goals, the way employees want to work together, and the way they want to be perceived by their customers. The airport's mission, vision, and values are guiding statements for internal staff, so the airport included a cross-section from all departments. We had airport leadership, marketing and air service, we had administration, airport security, airport operations, and airport maintenance. Airport staff is one of the most important stakeholders as they have to live up to the brand promise every day. We can't just hand it to them, we have to deliver. They have to deliver, approve, implement, and protect that brand. Our mission is how our staff will provide the best customer experience every day. It is ideal that we will strive to live up to in order to support our local and visiting travelers. PSP defined its mission statement as follows: to provide an unrivaled experience for all who travel through Palm Springs International Airport. We will cultivate an environment that is safe and secure and as innovative, diverse, and welcoming as the region it serves. Our vision is our ultimate goal. It's what we want to become, which is a successful balance of innovative leadership, passengers who return again and again, and employees who are proud to work at this airport. We defined our vision statement as follows: become the most admired airport by creating a world-class transportation hub, loyal passengers, and an enthusiastic workforce. We also defined our core values: pride, progress, responsibility, integrity, diversity, and empowerment. A fully developed brand includes the core values of the organization. The values are the foundation of the brand and support our new mission and vision statements. We all take pride in delivering an unrivaled experience for everyone who travels through Palm Springs International Airport. This has been our journey thus far, and next, Aviatrix Communication will take you through the beginning phases of the brand process. After Aviatrix, we will then open the floor for public comment, and I want to thank everyone that's participated so far, and thank you for being on this call today. We now have Katie with Aviatrix to explain the process further.
Thank you, Daniel. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm the owner of Aviatrix Communications based in San Diego. Our marketing and outreach firm specializes exclusively in airport communications. Together, our team has worked at or for a dozen airports in California, and that includes San Diego, San Jose, San Bernardino, and John Wayne Airport. We have more than 100 years of combined airport communications experience, and we've been working with the Palm Springs Airport since early 2021 to help improve their communications within the community and also to attract more passengers. Here is the brand process that the airport has designated. It is methodical and deliberate and recognizes that you cannot start one step without completing the previous steps. As Daniel mentioned, the first two steps are complete and we are on step 3. The airport conducted its research within the community, those using the airport, those who aren't using the airport, and those stakeholders who depend on the airport to bring in visitors and to conduct business. The research is critical to knowing how people currently feel about their airport and what they hope their airport can be. Like the airport's mission, vision, and values, the brand should be reflective of the community it serves, but also aspirational. One of the other steps we did is conducting a competitive analysis at peer airports to see how the peer airports are presenting themselves. It's more than just a logo, it is their website, their social media presence, and generally how they put themselves out there in their community. We are currently establishing the draft logos, taking in that research, your input, and working to create something the entire community will love. We also want to be sure that those proposed ideas work across a variety of platforms and materials. A logo needs to be flexible, scalable, and work beautifully across many platforms. So we don't want to wait until step 5 to find out the preferred option won't scale well into a social media icon, for example. So we are doing that work up front. After we work through those possibilities, we'll present them to the airport and the city council for feedback, refinement, and final approval. We're not strangers to the region, but part of our work with the airport's brand meant diving deep into the community and lifestyle. At Aviatrix, we have family homes here. We've been to Coachella. We've hiked in Joshua Tree. I've done more than my fair share of shopping at outlets. Crystal loves the golf courses. We've been here for bachelorette parties and business conferences. We know that the community is more than just one thing and just one place. And that there's more than one reason that people live and visit here again and again. So here is one of the mood boards we created to get a visual look at the region's culture and lifestyle and to find common themes within that variety of audiences and locations, the outdoors, family, architecture, and painting a picture of understanding who our audiences are. It's important to note that one audience is local, and one of those audiences are those who choose to come to the Palm Springs and Coachella Valley region. So we aim to capture this spirit, this mood in the final brand. We also created a mood board for research on our mid-century modernism. We know this architecture is an essential part of the community and want to be sure that we are following the guidelines of clean lines, a combination of natural and man-made materials, that indoor, outdoor, vibrant colors, geometric shapes, negative space, and really bringing the airport brand in a way that exemplifies the community. This is one element of the community, but it's an important part of the community. And we want to be sure that we're creating a brand that does align with these ideals that you see throughout the community. As you can see, many successful brands in the region are built off these mid-century modern ideals, including strong fonts, bold colors, and geometric shapes. A diverse range of styles and color palettes can be seen throughout the valley. Some are classic, like the Palm Springs roadway signs, and some take on a more modern approach to the color and font selection, like Visit Greater Palm Springs. All are wonderful and showcase the unique beauty and what is happening in the entire Coachella Valley. And we want Palm Springs International Airport to be like no place else, to fully embody the region's vitality and unique characteristics, while also recognizing it plays a key role in the region's aviation system. So we had to look at the competitor airports and what they're doing. You'll see here Ontario, Long Beach, LAX, San Diego, John Wayne, and San Bernardino. Some common themes is a use of blue. This is common for these airports as well as across the country. San Bernardino, you'll see, is a very abstract look at a runway. Ontario is a very literal use of an airplane. Many of these use the airport code as part of their brand. And is this something we should look at for Palm Springs? They offer a variety of feelings and emotions. I think Ontario and John Wayne are pretty governmental. Long Beach doesn't even use an airplane and has that laid back SoCal feeling with the color gradients, the negative space, the palm tree, and the lowercase lettering. So seeing what our competitor airports are doing and what we want to take as best practice and what we want to avoid from being like every other airport in the region. That is what we've been up to thus far. Looking ahead, after the research, the feedback, testing, and approvals, comes developing the implementation system. And here is where we finalize the look and feel of the brand and prioritize the application process. The airport is a large organization with many touch points. So we need to look at every application to see how and where it's used and prioritize the many elements that need to be updated. We'll also set the standards for those that have to reach across all mediums and which items need to be addressed first. Are they internal or external? Which department owns the budget that has to roll out that new item? So on and so on. When those opportunities and budgets have been analyzed, we will work with the airport to develop the brand rollout strategy that reaches stakeholders when most appropriate. That likely means rolling out to employees first, who need to internalize and bring to life that brand. Then the airport will bring the brand into the airport space, not just the internal opportunities like floor mats or wall signs, shade hangers, and directional signage, but also the full airport property, including that existing monument sign on East Ramon and Gene Autry intersection. Step 5 is actually rolling out the brand. Here is where all our hard work and strategy pay off, and when the community and travelers will see and experience the brand for the first time. We will work to establish brand champions, both internal and external, who can protect the brand and share its story. But these steps are still a few ways away. So I will turn it over to Daniel now to explain the next steps in the branding approval process. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Katie. So here are the next steps in the airport branding process, starting with the second public meeting, which is on October 6th. So we have another public working section on October 6th at 5:30 p.m. This will be the same format and presentation, and it will have the same comment opportunity as today's session, which you're viewing right now. But won't you guys please note that this time has changed. It was originally scheduled at 2 p.m. It has now been moved to 5:30 p.m. on October 6th. After that, we move on to stakeholder meetings and feedback synthesis. New concepts will be developed and or refinement of current drafts will then occur. The Airport Commission will review all options and make brand determinations. And then finally, it will go to City Council for review, discussions, and then eventually for approval and implementation. The final brand will have to live beautifully in a variety of mediums, as Katie said, everything from the new website to the welcome mats to the front doors. There is a very deliberate process for the brand rollout based on priorities, budgets, and production schedules. But we hope you'll be able to enjoy our new airport brand this coming spring. Of course, the brand isn't the only thing coming online next year. Palm Springs International Airport is also in the midst of implementing a new dining and shopping program. Yes, new restaurants and shops will be coming soon next year, next season, actually. We're making regular improvements like our recently expanded and completed ticketing area. And then we have upcoming renovations to restrooms, and the gate areas are on the way as well. We're also really excited to announce that we'll be beginning an airport master plan update. And that is the ideal time to address the existing terminal and other physical characteristics of the airport. The master plan is a short, medium, and long-term planning document that will guide the airport's physical development over the next 2 decades. And public participation is a big and very important component of that process. So please be on the lookout for more opportunities for the public to provide feedback on our airport. We hope to see many of you in our master planning meetings to help us decide where to take PSP over the next 20 years. We're thankful you've chosen to participate in this meeting today. The airport is clearly important to you, and we are grateful for any feedback you can provide. And today, we would like to hear your feedback on how you feel about the airport's current and future identity. There are 2 ways to share. You may now choose to raise your hand and provide public comment and share your thoughts. However, we are also conducting a confidential survey with details we can measure. Even if you choose to speak today, we also strongly encourage you to complete the short survey. The survey will close on October 10th after the second public workshop, and we're going to post a link in the survey chat. You may have to open it on your screen to view, and it'll be shared via social media as well. You're welcome to share with your friends and your neighbors too. The floor is now open for public comment, and comments are limited to 2 minutes per speaker.
So please raise your hand or press *9 if you are on a phone to raise your hand, and I will announce your name when it is your time to speak. We'll give it a moment.
Christina, before we move forward, one request to let the public comment that neither the staff nor the commissioners will be able to engage with their comments. So we can move forward now.
Yes, sir. Please raise your hand your virtual Zoom hand, please. Or press *9 if you're on a phone. Bijan, it looks like you'd like to speak, so I'll go ahead. But anyone else, please raise your virtual Zoom hand to speak so that I can see you in the queue. Bijan, you now have 2 minutes to speak.
Great. Well, I was just wondering how to participate in designing the brand. And as an artist, I'd like to be also notified the fact that there is such a thing going on. I'd like to participate. I live here, so what are the chances for that to somehow communicate to people like myself to participate or submit something? That's it.
Thank you.
One moment. I do not see any speakers. Please raise your hand if you'd like to speak or press *9 on your phone. It looks like we do not have any other speakers for public comment today.
Well, I would like to thank Katie and Daniel for the presentation. I would also like to thank one of the speakers who made his comments. And at this time, I will entertain a motion from the commissioners to adjourn this meeting, and we will have our next.
I'm sorry, Chairman Donna, we now have one hand up to speak. Would you like to allow them to speak at this time?
Please.
Judy Paulini, you may now speak. You have 2 minutes.
Hello, thank you. I am just looking at the bid documents on the Planet Bids online, and I'd like to understand the difference between prospective bidders and bid results, because you mentioned that there was no one within the Coachella Valley or Palm Springs who bid on the project. Yet there are several in the list of prospective bidders that are from that area. Can you explain that?
As we mentioned that we are not going to engage with the public. However, Christina, I'm requesting that staff reply back to the comment electronically, please.
Yes, Judy, if you could contact the airport, or you contact my direct line, and we can email you a response to your question, or if you could take down my number, please.
Yes.
760-318-3879.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judy, for joining us. Any other public comments? Christina,
we do not have anyone. Now we have Efron Gonzalez. You may now unmute yourself. You have 2 minutes to speak, please.
Yes, I was just curious. I know that this is the brand ID is just for the airport, but the logo of Palm Springs in general gets used in many different ways, the different entities within the city itself. Was there any thought put into trying to consolidate or just bring together all the brand IDs that deals with Palm Springs into one cohesive look and feel for the entire region versus just the airport by itself? That's it.
Thank you so much for joining. Christina, anyone else in public comments?
Give me one moment to double check. We do not have any other speakers at this time.
So at this time, knowing we have no other speakers, I will close public comments, and I will entertain a motion from one of the commissioners to adjourn this meeting, and we will be meeting again on October 6th at 5:30 p.m. via Zoom, and we will have an identical presentation to the community.
Motion to adjourn.
Move to we adjourn.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you all, and thank you.